Hello, my name is Ashley Earls. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Regional Council Manager for Birth to 5 Illinois, Region 51, covering Sangamon and Menard Counties. Thank you for watching Region 51's Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment Virtual Report. This recorded session will provide an overview of findings from the Birth to 5 Illinois Region 51 Needs Assessment, as well as talk about the strengths, needs, and recommendations for improving access to and enrollment in early childhood education and care programs in the region. A link to the full report can be found in the description below. If you would like to turn on closed captioning, click the CC icon at the bottom of the video. This will turn on the captions. If you want a language different than English, click on the gear icon for settings, click on subtitles, then auto translate, and you can scroll down to pick the language you want. In 2021, the Illinois Commission on Equitable Early Childhood Education and Care Funding issued a report with findings that highlighted the inequities in early childhood funding in Illinois and the need to create a better statewide infrastructure to support early childhood professionals, expand services and programs for families and caregivers, and increase enrollment in ECEC programs. The report focused on the importance of addressing racial inequities and the need to include local voices in the conversation funders and decision makers were having about early childhood education and care. To provide a structure for communities, families, and caregivers to engage with the data and share their experiences, a new statewide infrastructure was created across 39 regions, all of which align with the existing Illinois State Board of Education and regional offices of education boundaries but operate independently. Birth to 5 Illinois regional boundaries align with school districts instead of strictly following county lines, which can be a challenge for gathering and interpreting data because many early childhood services are provided by or tied to school districts. Region 51 is located in central Illinois and encompasses Sangamon and Menard counties, with Sangamon being the center of the state and Menard located northwest of Springfield. Region 51 also acknowledges that Sangamon and Menard counties are built on the traditional homeland of the indigenous people, specifically the tribes of Sauk, Fox, Kickapoo, Kaskaskia, Miami, and Peoria tribes. It is a primarily rural area with small towns filling in the landscape between farms and fields. Region 51 has strong agricultural communities with rich soil to grow corn, wheat, and soybeans. The abundant land is also used for raising livestock. Both counties are home to many family-owned farms and many farm workers that make tending the fields and caring for and selling livestock their lifelong generational livelihood. The largest city in Region 51 is Springfield, located in Sangamon County, where the majority of the large businesses are located. It is also the state capital. Joining me in Region 51 office is Amanda DeFord, our Family and Community Engagement Specialist, and our Administrative Support, Amber Walters. Also joining us today from our councils are Mitch Baker, Keisha Harris, Leanne Bell, and Sarah Trine.
The experiences and knowledge families, caregivers, and early childhood professionals gain while navigating the complexities of the state's early childhood education and care system are valuable, and understanding their lived experience in the local context is vital for decision makers to ensure communities have access to the programs, services, and supports they need. To this end, Birth to 5 Illinois was created to harness family and caregiver voices in early childhood education and care and serve as a bridge between the communities and the policymakers so family, caregiver, and professional experiences can guide the decisions made to expand or enhance services across the state. Our mission is to create a statewide regional infrastructure that will amplify input from communities in the development of policies and funding priorities. We support the mobilization of communities to build and sustain equitable access to inclusive, high-quality early childhood services for all children and families in the state of Illinois. We envision that our work will help all stakeholders reimagine a more equitable early childhood education and care system that respects family and community voice and works to ensure it is centered and prioritized at every level of decision-making in Illinois.
We have three main values and goals. First, we must prioritize family voice. Through this transformation centered on authentic family and community engagement, we will address the inequitable distribution of resources and services and rebuild our state's early childhood education and care system. Second, we must address the racial inequities that exist in our early childhood system. In an effort to move our early childhood education and care system to one where racism no longer impacts a child's success, we will work to dismantle barriers that have limited access to high-quality services for minoritized children in every corner of our state. Third, we will use the collective impact model to shift the current early childhood system to influence policy and funding at the local, regional, and state level. Birth to 5 Illinois will use community-driven feedback to build a system that harnesses knowledge directly from families and providers and encourages decision makers to ensure that new and/or expanded services are created to meet community needs. Two critical parts of the new statewide infrastructure are family councils and action councils. Located in each of the 39 regions, the councils provide feedback on the quantitative data from the Illinois Early Childhood Asset Map, or ICAM, and the Illinois Network of Child Care Resource and Referral Agencies, or INCRA, to help contextualize the data at the local level. The councils meet twice a month in virtual, in-person, or hybrid meetings. The family councils are comprised of parents and caregivers from a wide variety of family types: single parents, adoptive and foster parents, caregivers of relatives, teen parents, two-parent families, multi-generational families, and more, and prioritize the voices of those who have not been involved in this type of work before. We want to highlight those who have been involved in our Region 51 Family Council over the past year and thank them for sharing their experiences with the early childhood system. Jamie Aldridge, Bushra Ali, Antoinette Bidlingmauer, Keisha Harris, Tanika Jones, Hillary Kelly, Megan Loberg-Simmering, Monique Nally, Mindy Parks, Megan Reynolds, Sonjay Slater, Sarah Trine, Gail Waddell, and Tabitha Williams.
Action councils are comprised of early childhood education and care professionals, healthcare providers, faith leaders, elected officials, and other community members. Each action council reserves 2 seats for parents and caregivers to ensure family voices were included in every discussion. Action council members were invited to bring additional aggregated data on programs and services provided by their agency or organization to complement that data from ICAM and INCRA. We extend thanks and gratitude to the Region 51 Action Council members that served alongside me, including Leanne Bell, Christine Craddock, Kendra Day, April Edwards, Lori Harrison, Jill Larson, Kayla Miller, Laura Pickrow, Yashika Reed, Lori Rhodes, Tracy Sampson, Tiffany Saunders, Jamar Scott, Connie Schugert, Lindsay Sleed, Debbie Tiskus, Doris Turner, LaJewel White, Violet Weicker, Savannah Wilkin, and Wendy Williams. Beyond the council meetings, additional qualitative data was collected community-wide through focus groups and interviews, and all council members were invited to provide input on each section of their early childhood regional needs assessment. This data included 15 focus groups with 72 participants, 3 listening groups with 39 participants, and 20 interviews. Council members then developed the strengths, needs, and recommended next steps that are unique to each region. Regional teams, along with the support of their action and family council members, created a dissemination plan and are holding community meetings virtually and in person to share their report's findings. The following slides highlight some data that was discussed by council members and provide insights into the early childhood education and care landscape in our region.
Region 51 is primarily Caucasian, with 17% of their 0 to 5 children reporting Black and 3% reporting Hispanic. Sangamon County has the highest racial diversity, with pockets of Hispanic or Latino community members growing each year, needing more 0 to 5 resources. Part of the conversations with council members were around priority populations, defined by the Illinois Early Learning Council as groups that have been historically underserved by early childhood education and care programs. In Region 51, the priority populations that participated in our focus groups and interviews included children experiencing homelessness, children and families in poverty or deep poverty, children and families with Department of Children and Family Services involvement, children of migrant or seasonal workers, children and families that face barriers based on culture, language, and religion, children and families with refugee or asylum status, children and families who face barriers due to immigration status. While data on children and families from priority populations is limited, there are a few things of note about Region 51. According to the 2020 census, over 5,000 children ages birth to 5 live at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, meaning that many of them were eligible for a number of state-funded early childhood programs. The highest rates of children and families living under this 200% federal poverty level are located in Menard County and the central Sangamon County area. Additional information about priority populations was gathered through interviews and focus groups and is included throughout our final Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment report.
Community collaborations are an integral part of early childhood landscape. Local early childhood community collaborations bring together community agencies, organizations, and individuals with a shared vision or goal. They understand the importance of improving early childhood education and care for children, caregivers, and providers. Region 51's local early childhood collaboration is Sangamon Heart IRIS, covering all of Region 51. Sangamon Heart is through the Southern Illinois University Medicine Department of Pediatrics in Sangamon County and utilizes the integrated referral and intake system known as IRIS to allow agencies to make direct referrals as they see the need. The vision of Sangamon Heart is to have ongoing engagement with local service providers at all stages from prenatal to age 3. This could include, but is not limited to, finding appropriate home visiting care, helping with enrollment to preschool, and aiding with early intervention processes. The goal of Sangamon Heart utilizing the IRIS database is to enroll all local agencies in order to have a common place where families can not only be referred for a needed service, but to have the follow-through that ensures needs are met and services are received. Some of the stakeholders that make up Sangamon Heart at this time are certain departments of Sangamon County Public Health, 5 home visiting programs, 2 hospice organizations, the Regional Office of Education, HSHS St. John's Hospital, Springfield Public School District, the local Child Care Resource and Referral Agency, the Springfield Head Start programs, and a few non-for-profit organizations that provide shelter and resources for women, children, and families that are unhoused or in need of refuge. More information on the local collaboration and the work they are doing can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment.
Region 51 is home to a variety of early childhood education and care programs and providers, all serving children based on the licensing, funding, and staffing requirements. But access to early childhood programs and services is not equitable for all the region's families. There is a 2-year wait list at the child care centers, and the availability of child care in our region is a significant barrier for families and caregivers. As one family council member stated, "I want a full-time job, affordable daycare that is good quality and developmentally appropriate for my children, but I cannot find that in my area due to the waiting list issue and the rise of cost of childcare. Some parents have had to quit their jobs or turn down career advancements due to the lack of available childcare, and shared how due to the lack of knowledge of services and care their children have gone without ECEC services and/or programs. There is a program that families can apply to through the Illinois Department of Human Services, or IDHS, called the Child Care Assistance Program, or CCAP. This program provides families with limited financial resources access to quality, affordable child care while allowing caregivers to continue working or completing their education. All families are required to cost share on a sliding scale based on family size and income. However, not all providers will accept CCAP due to delayed payments, and not all families want to complete the application, which is lengthy and can be difficult to complete. There are publicly funded preschool options available in the region, such as Early Head Start, Preschool for All, and the Preschool for All expansion programs. However, not all programs are full day, nor do all provide transportation to and from the program, leaving many families who qualify for publicly funded preschool choosing not to enroll them in a publicly funded program. Additionally, there are not enough spots for families to enroll their children in care across all programs in the region, leaving some families with very limited options for childcare.
Through community meetings, focus groups, interviews, and surveys, families in the region reiterated the current need for more affordable childcare and preschool options, staffed with providers and teachers that are well paid, supported, and who will want to continue working in early childhood long term. Like other areas of the state, Region 51 is experiencing a staff and teacher shortage, preventing programs from operating at full capacity or expanding to meet community needs. Many community members reported that wages and salaries are also a factor when asked about the teacher shortage in Region 51. The pay is low and is not a long-term option for many trying to support a family. The low pay, combined with the demands of the position and the long hours, has caused staff to burn out and leave the field of ECEC. As a result of the workforce shortage, Region 51 has a limited capacity within programs and resources for children ages birth to 5, with a 2-year wait list for Sangamon County.
Parents have shared that ECEC programs are expensive. Many families shared their stories of how the expense of childcare impacts their lives tremendously. Collectively, parents, caregivers, and families in Region 51 are frustrated with the current ECEC system. The wait lists, the cost, the lack of openings in quality programs, and the lack of staff are all valid concerns that were voiced continuously. Family council members shared how they are faced with putting their children in an ECEC program close to their work as opposed to their own community and peers. As one parent in a focus group stated, "We need more resources in our community to help us understand our community. I am not from this country, so I especially need more help to know what is here to help me and my children. I want my children to have an education, but I do not know how to enroll them or where." All community members shared that due to the lack of knowledge of 0 to 5 resources for children and families, it would be beneficial to have one database that would help locate services and resources.
Community and council members identified several strengths of the early childhood system in the region. For the sake of time, I will only share a few. 1. There are many opportunities for the different resources and services to collaborate for the community providers through the increasing outreach in the community. 2. Great K-12 education systems in school districts. 3. High quality, highly educated, and passionate ECEC providers throughout the community who want to support children and families. As we continue conversations with the community, we begin to identify the local needs of the region. The top 3 needs identified are 1. Educating the community on local resources and how to make referrals. 2. Educating pediatricians on how to make referrals. 3. Increasing home visiting services to pregnant parents before and after the child is born.
Based on community and council conversations, recommendations have been made on how early childhood education and care programs and services can be improved for families in the regions. Recommendations will be presented to lawmakers, state agencies, local elected officials, and funders so they can better understand the needs of families in the region and share the recommendations with them so they can see how to best meet those needs. These are a few of the recommendations made, but more can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment. Recommendation number 1. Increase capacity in ECEC programs caring for children ages 0 to 5 by using workforce recruiters in the high schools and mentors in ECEC programs to keep the ECEC staff connected to scholarships and grant opportunities. Recommendation number 2. Invest in more home visiting programs to help pregnant persons and develop resources to pass out to hospitals, doctors' offices, and ECEC programs to recruit more home visiting advocates, make referrals through Sangamon Heart, and launch a community campaign on the importance of engaging in home visiting programs. Recommendation 3. Launch a 211 campaign through United Way with a social media campaign, community outreach, and enroll in 211 system.
This summer, we will be out in the community talking to more families, providers, and stakeholders about their experiences with early childhood education and care, and we want to talk with you. We invite community members, families, and early childhood professionals to join the conversation by filling out a council interest form. Please go to birthtifil.com/councils or click the link in the description to get involved. Interest forms will close later this summer, with council meetings fully resuming in August.
I want to thank our state partners for their support and you for watching. We encourage you to stay in touch with us by visiting our regional page at www.birthtifil.com/region51 or by joining our Facebook group or reaching out to me via email at aearles@birthtifil.com. Links to our pages, along with my email address, are available in the description below. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to connecting with you all soon.